Hey everybody, Pat Flynn here, and welcome to episode 366 of The Income Stream. Let's do this.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream. All while we keep it clean. This is the
We're back,
income
baby.
stream.
Let's go.
It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Woo! We are back again, everybody, after how long has it been since the 365th episode? For those of you who don't know, we streamed for 365 days straight. Many of the people in the chat today that you see here, from Tamara to Calming Anxiety to GTO, we got Grandma Goody in the house, Kathy, so many amazing people. Contempo Coding, oh my gosh. This is a reunion right now, and it's been a very long time. I still have my beard. I wasn't sure how long I was going to keep it, but I still got it. And we have even more friendly faces in the house. You might see some Pokemon friends in the house. You also might see some blue names here who are new moderators that are from Team SPI, because Team SPI has been involved in my YouTube channels. We've done a lot of trainings and things like that. By the way, there's an email marketing training happening in a couple hours right here on the channel as well. But for today, right now, this is an income stream reunion, and I just want to applaud you and thank you all so much for coming back and being here. It is, I just feel like warm hugs right now over the internet to see you here. It's been an absolute crazy ride the last couple years since we've last met. I mean, March of 2020 was a really tough time for a lot of us, right? We didn't know what was going on, especially those of us who started online business, and especially those businesses that required some meetings in person, right? Some consultations or some, services and stuff. And so I went online March 2020 to just go live here on YouTube and just chat with people, have perhaps a calming voice. And what ended up happening was, after answering a bunch of questions, we were like, you know what, we got to do this again tomorrow. So we did. And then when we did that one, we said, okay, well, let's go for the whole week. We can do that. And that week became a month, became 6 months, became 365 days total. And what was really amazing was we didn't just build a community here. We built a family. So many of you here who are in the chat right now, Andrew, Jen Games, April Roca, I love to see you, and Roy here. Bill is in the house as well. This is just absolutely incredible. So what we're going to do today, the agenda for today is mostly going to be just Q&A. I imagine there might be some questions that you might have. Yes, you can ask questions about your business or your life, whatever. If you have questions for me about my life and my businesses, let me know. I'm happy to answer your questions. But most of all, we're going to have some fun, right? So for those of you in the back, thank you. For those of you over there, thank you. And again, we're going to spend an hour together and have a great time and just hang out. I do have a couple games that I want to play. I have a new game that we haven't played yet here on the channel. It's a game that my family and I play. I'm excited to share it with you. In fact, why don't we begin this game right now? I got 2 rounds. We'll do round 1, which actually is a number of rounds. This is a game actually that somebody on my team, Dave, sent me for, I think it was Christmas last year. It's called Monikers. And if you haven't heard of it, it's a lot of fun. We're going to play it. It's going to be fun. Wow. I just love the chat, just reconnecting with each other, which is really amazing. And you might notice this really cool Serve First shirt. I have had a number of Serve First shirts in the past with a different design, but this design is from our very own David M. inside of Team SPI. He's a designer himself, and he created this for us on the team, and many people who were in SPI Pro last week know that we gave this away for people who are members of SPI Pro, which is really cool, and I'll share more information about how to get it later. But this is really cool. Heather Angel, we got Sandy in here, we got Xavier, Jatendra, great to see you here. Pokemaniac Pax, what is up? Good to see you. Wow, this is incredible. Bill and ADHD coach Menno, thank you so much. This is, or Mandy, excuse me. And then Kara's in the house as well. This is amazing. Okay, so we're going to play this game. Monikers is super fun. And so the way this works is I have a set of cards here. Cards have become a major part of my life, but mostly Pokemon cards. So these are the Moniker cards. So we're going to start with this first game with the sort of easier ones, and then later in the show when we need a little break, we'll do the harder ones since you'll know how it works, okay? So the way this works is each of these cards have a word or a phrase on them, and I need you to guess what that is, okay? I'm going to give you clues. I can say anything I want to have you, the chat, tell me what is on here. And if you get it right, I'll let you know and I'll show you the card. Now, round one is I can give you any clues. I just can't say the actual word. And it's sort of like taboo in that way. But round two, we play password, which means we're going to go through the same cards. You'll already have heard the answers, but I have to give you one word only. If you've ever seen the game show Password, that's how that works, and it's pretty cool and fun. And then the third round, the last one, is charades. And we're going to see, I'm going to ask you if you want to go to round three. I don't know how long this is going to go, but I think we're going to have a good time. Coach Deb is in the house as well. Christian, great to see you. First time we met was at the very first podcast movement. That is amazing. Junaid's in the house. Great to see you as well. Fellow pro member here. This is great. C, great to see you here too. This is absolutely cool. We do need a reunion emoji. And how did that feel hearing the Income Stream song again? For some of you, it might have been the first time, but for a lot of us, this was the 300th time. We didn't have that song ready on day one because we didn't know this was going to be a show when we started this in March 2020. But if you heard that song, hopefully it brought back some good memories. It definitely did for me. I played it the other day when I found it in my computer, and I almost came to a tear because you all helped me during that time, right? I know that I was here and helping you and answering your questions and helping you manage your businesses and, deal with all the craziness that was happening at the time, but you all helped me too. The Income Stream every morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern gave me something to look forward to, something that I knew was going to allow me to still feel connected with the world, and I have many of you to thank for that. So thank you so much. Karen here as well. Scrap Happy, oh my gosh. This is amazing. This is so fun. We'll definitely have to do this a little bit more than, once every 2.5 years. So maybe twice a year, 3 times a year, once a quarter, we'll see. But I just want to have some fun, and we're going to have some fun. And we're going to play Monikers. Okay, so I'm going to give you some clues, and you're going to tell me what the answer is. And so this first one here, actually, maybe I can play some background music. There we go. Okay, so this is an event that happens where a bunch of people are running from an animal. I think it happens in Spain or Europe, and you got to be careful because if you don't run too fast, if you run pretty slow, you might get hit with a horn. I know a lot of people have gotten injured from this sort of event. So tell me in the chat, what am I talking about? And this is, again, the first card of 5. Actually, there's 10 here. So we'll see, and we'll just see how delayed it is. We got Ian with Ian in the house. PR running the Bulls. That is correct. I don't know how loud that sound effect is, so running the Bulls. Great. That's number 1. Okay, this is in a movie. There is a moment where it's kind of quiet, there's tense music, and then all of a sudden, bah, something comes out of nowhere. What is that technique called as a creator or as a filmmaker? This is a very popular thing to do at, if you go to Hollywood Horror Nights, somebody might be hanging out right behind a bush that you walk through and then come out and frighten you. What is that called? Running the Bulls was right. Is that background sounds? Yes. Jump scare. Jim Wayne got it right. What's up, Jim? Good to see you here. That is correct. Okay, this is the chemical that is found in Turkey. During Thanksgiving time, often we feel very sleepy, and we think it's because we're really full. But the truth is, it's because of this particular chemical that's in the turkey that triggers our sleepy times. So let me know what that might be. A lot of people getting it right. Pattern interrupt is a good one too, Amelia. I like that. Tryptophan. Sean, great to see you here. Thank you. That is correct, tryptophan. Everybody who said tryptophan is correct. This is, if you watch The Mandalorian, I've been a big fan of Mandalorian. You'll see I have some Mandalorian helmets back there. This is the little guy, the little green guy that he protects, right? He is hundreds of years old, although quite small. Kuz. What is the name of this character? It's actually not the actual name of the character. It's the nickname for this character that we called this before we learned its real name. Grogu is its real name. So who am I talking about? Oh, it's an amino acid. Thank you, Jerry. PR says Baby Yoda. That is correct. Bilal, that is correct too, although I didn't clarify that I wanted the nickname and not the actual name. All right, let's keep going. We're doing good. So if you are not a kid, you are a... And then if your teeth aren't straight, you're going to be wearing these. And specifically, what I'm looking for is the phrase, not kid straighteners, but if your teeth aren't... If you're of my age, for example, and you wear these things to straighten your teeth, you are wearing blank, blank. Franco got adult right. That is crazy. That is correct. I mean, adult retainer. Nope. Adult braces. Correct. Adult braces. This is good. Okay, this is something that LeBron James is really good at. He's playing basketball. He gets like just a little tap on the shoulder and then falls down to the ground. Also, a lot of soccer players are really good at this because we are trying to earn a red card or a yellow card during the game. Headgear, braces. Yeah, headgear is good too. Invisaligners. I actually, fun fact, I've had braces twice in my life. One time when I was a kid and then another time when I was an adult. I had Invisalign. It was great. Nope, nobody got it yet. Flailing, nope. Glop sounds very close to what I'm looking for. Whining, exaggerating, retainer, flop. Colossal, got it correct. Flop or flopping. Floppings, PR, yep. That is correct. Okay, just a few more cards and we're going to go through the next round and then that'll be the one-word password. So we're doing really great. Okay, this is a very famous painting of a particular animal. They are around a table playing cards. What is the name, or I don't even know if it's the name, but it's the nickname that we all call this very famous painting of a particular type of canine sitting around playing this card game. What is that called? Man, that music is great. I'm not going to repeat it too much. The Last Supper, nope. Dogs playing poker, moving toward better. That is correct. Dogs playing poker. Scrap Happy, you were very close. Okay, final one here. This is a music composer. He composed the music for Hamilton. He composed the music for Moana as well. He used to be a rapper back in the day and an improv person, but now has turned famous director and composer of songs that we are all very familiar with, especially if you're a fan of Hamilton or Moana. I think he also did Encanto. Lin-Manuel Miranda. That is correct. Very good. Okay, so those are the clues. Great round. I think we accomplished that in maybe 7 minutes, which is not bad. Okay, this is such a fun game. I recommend checking it out. It's also similar to Fishbowl. If you've ever played Fishbowl, it's basically the same thing, except everybody in your group creates words, puts them in a fishbowl, and then you do the same thing. First round is taboo, like we just did. Second round is going to be password, which we're going to do right now. Okay, I'm going to shuffle this up. Ankur says, what is the reason behind doing this, Pat? Because we're here just to have fun, Ankur. This is something that we did almost every day, or at least every big milestone during the income stream. The income stream, again, was a live stream, for those of you coming in late, that I did for 365 days straight. We basically created a family. I was able to help a lot of people with their businesses. A lot of you were able to help me through tough times. We learned a lot about each other, and we talked about a lot of different topics, and we always want to make sure we have some fun. So that's why we're playing this game. Okay, next round. One word. Here we go. Horror. Horror. I got to be very careful with how I pronunciate that here live on YouTube. Horror. Remember, you know what the answers are. What is the answer based on those previous rounds, or on the previous round? Jim Wang, movie, jump scare. That's correct. Okay, next. Moana. This one should be easy because we just talked about him. Moana. The last round, which is charades, is going to be very difficult, I would say. Moana. Okay, I think this one should be pretty simple. Moana is my favorite animation. One of my favorite animations. My daughter dances Hawaiian music to Hawaiian music. Yep. AGR and Moving Together better, and Ian got it. GTO, nice. Kathy, PR, great. Mandalorian, easy. So yeah, definitely a big fan of Mandalorian. My wife is a big fan of Pedro Pascal, or Papi Pascal as we call him, and The Last of Us, which he was also an actor in. He's the person underneath the helmet of Mandalorian. Amazing actor. Love the guy. Such a cool personality. Hilarious on YouTube interviews, which is pretty cool. Baby Yoda, that's correct. Nice, Bilal. Canines. Canines. That's the next clue. Speaking of canines, during the pandemic, very sad, and I think that this happened actually during the income stream. Gizmo, our dog that we've had ever since the kids were born, had passed away, which was very, very, very difficult for AJR. Got it right. Dogs playing poker, moving toward better. Nice. He had passed away. We now have two wonderful dogs, two Labradoodles, mini Labradoodles, Jarvis and Jedi. But rest in peace, Gizmo. He was just the perfect dog for when we had our kids. He was just so sweet and just, was just our friend. We miss him. Turkey. That's the next clue. Turkey. Now, turkey is not my favorite meat. In fact, we have been eating a lot of steak lately. I don't know what happened, but one day I brought home a steak from Jimbo's, which is a place nearby. Again, the clue is turkey. The answers were from the previous round, so you should know what they are. Brings back fond memories from a really scary time. Yeah, that's the cool thing about what we had done, Amy. It was a very scary time and difficult time for everybody, but we were able to create some opportunity from it, right? Tryptophan, very good. Bilal and Jen, games, AJR, Scrap Happy, awesome. MJ, and it's not a chemical, it's an amino acid. Thank you, everybody. Soccer. Only got 3 more cards, including this one. Okay. And what we're going to do is I'm going to answer some questions, and then we're going to go back, kind of test your brain a little bit, and you're going to have to remember these answers, because then I'm going to do the sort of charades round from the same clues a little bit later. So we'll see what happens then. Flopping, correct. Nice. Invisalign. Your clue is Invisalign. Contempo Coding, thank you so much for that super chat, by the way. You said, in October of 2021, I won a copy of YouTube Secrets on the income stream. March of 2022, March of 2023, I got my silver play button. That is awesome. Contempo Coding, congratulations on that. That is really, really cool. Adult braces, that's correct. And last and finally, we have Spain. I hope that's correct. Spain. What do we got there? You have some great fried chicken and sushi, or by you, Pat. Oh, over by me? Yeah, we have some great food over here in San Diego, especially fish tacos and fried chicken for sure. But anything related to seafood or tacos, fish tacos for sure. California burritos. Running in the Bulls. Perfect. All right. Well done, everybody. We'll save the next round for later, but for right now, let me be here to answer some questions. And one of the questions that I know I'm going to get is, where did you get that shirt, Pat? So we're doing a really special deal right now. This is a brand new shirt that was created by SPI. You've seen and have hopefully have been familiarized with the term serve first and what that really means. But that's how I approach business. When I teach business and I have to do that really fast, that's what I tell people. Just serve first. Figure out a way to help people. And this has become a value that I and we at Team SPI really uphold and want to exemplify and be an example for. And we want to push that forward to you. So if you'd like to support Team SPI, I know we've had people for years ask for a Serve First shirt. We wanted to design one that was, a lot of people liked the sort of curly Q one that we had, but we designed one that we felt would be better for more people and just more likable. And so this is where you might want to go grab it. smartpassiveincome.com/serve first. So again, smartpassiveincome.com/serve first. I'll keep this up here for just a few minutes and remind you a little bit later. But I also want to answer some questions. Franco asks, when is the next FlynnCon? That's a great question. Unfortunately, FlynnCon is likely not to happen again. It was a amazing experience to put FlynnCon on. It was not profitable at all. And again, that doesn't mean I shouldn't put it together again, but having the pandemic happen right after that first year, I mean, we had a 3-year plan to get it to a place where it could grow bigger and scale and hopefully become profitable one day. But it just was very much an energy drain for the entire team. It took away from a lot of the service to the rest of the virtual audience. And, to serve 500 people in San Diego in 2019 was absolutely incredible and a life, memory that I and the attendees will always have. But it just did not make sense to continue it after what happened with the pandemic. I mean, we got very lucky that in 2020, many of you might remember that I was on the hook for $50,000 deposit for a hotel that we had for FlynnCon 2. And thankfully, we were able to get out of it because the only way to get out of it was with something crazy like the pandemic. I mean, we had signed our life and money over essentially, and we're grateful to just get that $50,000 back. It would have been there would have been no way that we would have been able to put on the event even in 2021, let alone 2020. And it just made sense to sort of sunset it. So it was sort of a one and done. It doesn't mean we'll never do events again, but it likely will not be called FlynnCon if it were to happen again. So again, thank you again. A virtual FlynnCon, yeah, perhaps. And then it again might not necessarily be named FlynnCon, but at least some sort of event that could bring together a lot of amazing talents around the world and stories that we could share so that more people can get access to it. So Andrew, I really like that idea. Thank you so much for that. Jillian, great reminder. If you are a current SPI Pro member, and you can find out what that is at spipro.com, do not pay for the shirt. Head to the announcements post in Pro because Pro members got that shirt for free. And again, if you want to check out that shirt, smartpassiveincome.com/serve first. Only available until August 2nd. So just a limited run that we're doing, which is pretty cool. Best adobo bar in San Diego? Adobo bar. I don't know, actually. My t-shirt's almost here, says Janaid. While we were in SD, we ate at a sushi place where they had Pokemon decor all over the place. There's a lot of Pokemon stuff happening. In fact, I'm headed to Japan in a few weeks, and I'm going to be going there to attend Pokemon Worlds, which is crazy. Speaking of Worlds, you might see this back here. This is a world record that I now have and share with over 1,000 other people. I hosted an event in Anaheim last month, and it was absolutely incredible. 2,500 people came who were all Pokemon nerds, creators in the YouTube space, sponsors like eBay, and fans all coming together. It was a great time, and it definitely burned me out. But we're going to be doing it again next year. We don't know when or where yet, but FlynnCon is a no-go, but definitely Card Party is, and you can check that out at card.party. The gang is back. That's right, Scott. The whole gang is here, which is really cool. This is amazing. Thank you so much. Hey, Pat, you've mentioned using Fiverr before. This is from Tina. Let's see if I can maybe pull up the questions on here. It might be better to do that. Let's see. Thank you, Tina. Tina is one of our mods over on the Deep Pocket Monster channel. Amazing, super generous. She sent over so much stuff for us to give away. Thank you, Tina. Hey, Pat, you've mentioned using Fiverr before, and let me pop that back up one more time. And there was another website sort of similar that you mentioned using. Yeah, it's called Upwork.com. It's not quite as... it's a little bit more for professional work, if you will. Fiverr, you can find all kinds of things. You can find somebody to dress up as a clown and make a rap song for you, right? That's not really the kind of thing that you could find on Upwork.com, but on Upwork.com, you can find a lot of more professional type work, graphic design work, to a lawyer to help you with the terms and services on your website, to a voiceover actor or actress, to somebody to write for you, those kinds of things, which, yes, are also over on Fiverr, but in a more professional manner with portfolios and reviews and, a lot more to choose from as far as like professionals. So Upwork.com, Tina, is where I would recommend that. Let's see. Alex says, hey, I'm new here. Me and my brother are starting a podcast, but we are in different states. Is Squadcast a great tool to get a co-podcaster or co-host when not together? Absolutely. I mean, many people do that on Zoom as sort of a low-budget way to do it, but I would definitely recommend Squadcast. It allows you to organize your show, to bring guests on very simply. Just, you're going to send your brother a link. They'll come on, you hit record, and you can record both audio and video in the highest quality that you can. And Squadcast is an absolute amazing tool. There's also some really fun things with Squadcast that you might not know about. When you finish a Squadcast recording or interview, you can actually click a button, and it gets automatically imported to Descript, and then you can begin editing it. And you can begin working it, which is pretty cool. So there's some really cool tools like that exist and integrations. So that's really awesome. Let's see here. I might not get to all the questions, and I'm not always able to get the questions in the order that they come in, but I'm just doing my best here. Ty says, hey, Pat, what would you do if you no longer have the drive to pursue entrepreneurship because you have failed multiple times? I would say you got to, number one, understand that failures are a part of the process. I mean, I know many people have failed several times. I mean, you think about things like Tim Ferriss's book, The 4-Hour Workweek. People, publishers said no to it like 20 times. Imagine on the 20th time, like Tim Ferriss started working with a publisher and was like, you know what, I can't take this anymore. It was the 21st time that finally a publisher was able to get behind it. And guess what? It's become a New York Times bestseller. It has sold millions of copies, and it's helped people like me get started. So you got to keep going, number one. Did you know also that Back to the Future was denied by several production studios, I think 34 times until the 35th time, right? So number one, you got to keep going. Number two, we got to make sure we're also learning from our mistakes and connecting with other people who have gone through the same journey with you so that you can kind of talk about those mistakes or learn about them before they happen or understand how to go a different direction if or should those mistakes happen. So definitely connecting with other people. I mean, I would definitely not be here if it wasn't for the people that I've connected with over the years. And this is why SPI is so much centered on community right now, because we want to create those moments of communication and community and support and accountability with each other. And this is why our All Access Pass is incredible. And we have our accelerators where people can run through our courses together with other people and an instructor from Team SPI to SPI Pro for the sort of higher level established businesses at spipro.com. And then thirdly, keep having fun with it. Even if you fail, if you're having fun, it's still worthwhile, not just from the lessons that are learned, but because you are trying to figure out there is fun in the journey. Right? What does Miley Cyrus say? It's the climb. Can't believe I dropped Miley Cyrus in here during the Income Stream reunion, but that's the truth. That's the truth. Let's see. Which Pokemon would make the best entrepreneur, says PR? I would say... That's a great question. Wow. There's a number of different ways to go about that question, right? Charizard, he's got the look. He's got the audience already, the popularity. He also can fly, so if he's doing deliveries, he can just do a special delivery Charizard somewhere really easily. So, I imagine some competition for UPS just to kind of, get to where you need to go quicker. I don't know. No, that's kind of a generic answer, though. I would say, I think every Pokemon can be an entrepreneur in their own way, in their own right? Like Mr. Mime can do, like, miming outside, or at a kid's party. That actually is very creepy. Let's not talk about that. There's a Mr. Mime card that just came out that is super creepy looking, like 3 of them at the park. It's really weird. It's from the 151 set. I think Chansey would be great as well. Chansey has a serve first attitude, always trying to heal, has the egg. It's like always protecting something important to it. And I think that is a quality that's very important for entrepreneurs, is to, be there to serve first and to help others, right? So this is why I like Chansey. Take a chance on Chansey. Calming anxiety. Google Bard has totally changed my email list strategy. So easy to write content now in my genre. Yeah, first of all, congratulations on your podcast growth. I think you hit 1 million recently, didn't you? But more than that, I just want to say that AI is a great tool, right? It's a tool that you can use to support what you're doing. You don't want to rely on it. But like Calming Anxiety said, it's a great way to supplement or actually get started with the things that you're doing, like scripting or writing emails or what have you. We use it, or I use it personally, to essentially double check the emails that I write. I use it for structure, but also once I put my own voice in there, I go back to, I don't use Google Bard, I use ChatGPT. I go back and put those emails in and ask it to simplify it, make it even clearer to understand, and write at a particular grade level so that it's easy for the audience to understand. Not because the audience is at a lower grade level, but because we want consumption to be frictionless. We want consumption to be easy, right? Karen, hey, great to see you here. Thanks. I remember all of you. I hope things have gone well with your projects and businesses. Yeah, I hope the same for you as well, Karen, and for everybody else here. Amazing. We got a question from April here. April, I would say you are my number one super fan. I got to say, every time that I share something on Twitter, or now X as it's called, anybody see this today? The news that Twitter changed its name to Twitter X and the logo changed. I thought this was all just like an April Fool's joke in July, but nope, it's actually happening. But April has always been so supportive, and her Clubhouse mastery is just something worth paying attention to. What are some lesser-known platform tools you've discovered recently that you think are worth for us checking out? You know, quite honestly, and you might have seen my email from last week, I always go through... Actually, you're not going to see that email until tomorrow, most likely. Tomorrow, you'll see an email from me. Actually, this is a great reminder to check out the Unstuck email newsletter. This is the newsletter that I started almost exactly 1 year ago. If you go to smartpassiveincome.com/unstuck, you can get unstuck. This is my newsletter I come out with weekly. Tomorrow's newsletter, just to tease, is a little bit about threads and the popularity of threads and how that wave sort of all just hit us across the back of the face. The back of the face? Just kind of came out of nowhere, right? And of course, now we have FOMO. We're thinking about it, and we don't want to miss out on the new big thing. And threads this, threads that. I have a set of rules that I follow whenever a new technology or new social media platform comes out. Questions, a filter that I ask myself to make sure that it's even worth spending time on. Because a lot of times I've benefited from these new things coming along and literally just not even caring about them because I have so many other things to focus on. And I can actually get ahead by not gravitating toward the new shiny object, right? So honestly, April, there's not too much I can share as far as new things. I still use Google Calendar as sort of my primary driver for what I do and when. I also, there is a tool called My Mind that I really like. That maybe is the one thing. It's AI-based, and what you do is sort of like, remember with Evernote, you could keep track of things very simply, especially while you're browsing the web. You could right-click and save to an Evernote folder, and you can save to this folder. The only problem with that is you'd have to organize those folders on your own and create different tags, and you tag them as they come in. And, you know, as much as you'd want to organize, you'd have to, like, organize how you organize in order to use that really well, right? My Mind works like this. You can save images, save passages, you can save websites. You just drop them into My Mind, and the AI organizes them for you. It automatically categorizes everything. So when you go into My Mind, you now have a search bar, and with anything that you might, when you have like a tip of your tongue sort of situation, and you're trying to remember something that you found, you can just type in some keywords and it'll find those things for you. And again, it automatically categorizes them. So My Mind. Check that out. It's pretty cool. All right, a couple more questions, and then we're going to go to round 3 of our moniker game, where I'm going to have to act out some of these clues. So for those of you who were here earlier, you're going to want to remember what those answers were. Miltank. Yeah, Miltank, I mean, I don't want to overwork the udders is what I'm saying. Squadcast, that's correct. Squadcast. If you want to check out Squadcast through our affiliate link, you can go to smartpassiveincome.com/squadcast. All right. Louis B says, "Who remembers me?" Of course we remember you, dude. Thank you so much. I'm doing this by hand on my Android phone. Smack on the face. It's all good. You're all right. Love the examples for the entrepreneurial Pokemon. That's really cool. How does a channel that serves a local community grow? I have a local TV show for Jacksonville, Florida, and want to grow my YouTube community. How can you make the things that are happening locally interesting to people who aren't even local? That would be the question that I would ask you. There's a lot of channels that you might look at on the surface, and you're like, how would people be interested in that? It's in the way they tell the stories and the things that they showcase that even if you weren't a part of that community, you would want to be a part of that community, right? You would be excited about that and share it. So there is for example, website or a YouTube channel about tow trucking, right? It's like, who would be interested in tow trucking? It's very local to that area, right, where they're towing trucks. They don't travel 3,000 miles to tow a truck from the other side of the world. It's like one company, I think in Utah, who does this. And I mean, they have millions of subscribers because they're making the connection to the locale something interesting. The story of how to get that car that ran over into a ditch out, even though it's happening locally, it's something that is interesting to other people. Again, it's a story, right? I like what My Mind is doing. Isn't the new iOS 17 and Mac will have that feature built in? Oh, I'm not sure, Junaid. That's a great question. Also, I want to shout out Grandma Goody again, one of our superstars here from the income stream. Just her YouTube channel's growing. You know that we've reviewed it a few times here on the channel. I definitely recommend you check out Grandma Goody's Bible stories. Just keep up the great work. I'm so proud of you. Keep it up. Canada Cat says, hello, Pat. Nice to see you again. I missed the daily pep talks. Going to check out the Unstuck email so I can get unstuck. Great to see your face again, though. Great to see you as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yay, income stream. Mandy is in the house. What's up, Mandy? Great to see you here. You are incredible. Glocal. Sean says glocal. It's a combination between global and local. A quote from one of my favorite movies. Glocal. That sounds like glocal. That sounds like a part of a body, a part of your body. The glocals. The glocals. Don't hit me in the glocals. Okay. Let's see. Tech troublemaker. Stop causing trouble. Do you use a captioning platform for your videos or just what YouTube provides? And are you looking at translation services for videos in the future? So we don't do, for YouTube specifically, any specific additional captioning beyond what YouTube is doing. Anytime we pop a video into, or a podcast into Descript, however, it will automatically transcribe it, and it transcribes it 97.2% accurately. It's actually really amazing. And then if you want to edit your podcast or video, you can just edit the transcript. That's the beauty of Descript. It's absolutely incredible. It's mind-blowing. But as far as different languages, on Deep Pocket Monster, with the growth of it, we are approaching 666,000 subscribers. We just hit 665,000 subscribers today, I think. And with that, we are taking a page from Mr. Beast. He has different channels in different languages. However, he is moving toward the same channel with different dubs of different languages, I think. Yeah. So anyway, we are looking at potentially translation services. There are some that I think YouTube is experimenting with and has some beta programs for. So it is something that I'm paying attention to, for sure. How am I highlighting a comment on the screen? Yes, it's with Stream Deck, just like this one. So I have all the comments coming in and all the reactions, and I can just hit add to broadcast, and there it is. Jamine says, Pat, your website and YouTube channel reviews were gold. Thanks for always providing value. Yeah, thank you so much. We still provide them every once in a while inside of office hours. If you are a member of the All Access Pass or SPA Pro, I do office hours, and we have some AMAs inside of those communities as well, where I do that too. Speaking of, if you are a pro member, remember, get your Serve First shirt. If you are an SPI Pro member, there is a message in the board so that you can actually go and grab that for free. If you'd like to get this shirt and help support us over at SPI, and remember this really important value, smartpassiveincome.com/serve-first is the place to go. Now, I think we're about ready for round 3. Round 3 for this game is going to be very difficult. For those of you who weren't in here, you're not going to know at all what's happening. You missed out. But it's okay. Stick around because we're going to get to some more questions in just a sec. But we're going to do one more round of cards from Monikers, this really, really fun game. And I've already shared the answers in 2 rounds. The first round was like Taboo, where I share a clue and you have the answer. Great. Round 2 was like Password. I say one word, you say the answer. And now it's charades. So, mine just shipped. So psyched for the shirt, and thanks for offering a pat. Oh, no worries. And big shout out to my team, David and Jillian, for getting the store ready and getting the shirt design and all that kind of stuff. We've had so many people ask for merch in the past that we're like, let's just finally do this, especially on the 3-year anniversary of SPI Pro, which is really cool. Okay, here we go. I'm going to shuffle these. I'm not allowed to say, I'm going to talk a little bit because I don't want it to be dead air, but I'm going to put the background music on. I'm going to do charades. You're going to tell me the answer. Here we go. That's clue number 1. Spanish and Go in the house. Yo, let's go. Spanish and Go, a massively big YouTube channel who has credited SPI with a lot of the growth and things that I've learned over time. Obviously, you've done amazing things. I'm so glad we're out of the pandemic because I remember interviewing you. The pandemic definitely did a lot to sort of stunt the growth of the business, which relied a lot on these retreats. If you want to learn Spanish in an immersive fashion, check out Spanish and Go. Adult braces. Let's go. We got it. Okay, clip that. Clip that. Absolutely. Thanks so much for everything you've helped us with. I must be on a big delay. No, you're all right. You're all right. Running of the Bulls was correct for that first one. Oh, that was Running of the Bulls for the second one. Sorry. This is the third one. That one might be hard. Great catching you live. Roger, great to see you here. Thank you so much. Kobe Collects with a $10 dono. Wow, you didn't have to do that, my friend. Thank you so much. Thanks for all the helpful content. And one of my favorite DPM videos was the Facebook one, was the Facebook Marketplace video, so some people still saw it despite the algorithm. Yeah, thank you so much. And again, just because the algorithm's not there to support it, yo, you got it. Moving toward better. Well done. Well done. What is this? Got it. Bilal got it. Very nice. All right, I just was lucky that I had that helmet right behind me. Jameen, great to see you here. Member for 35 months. You are incredible. Thank you so much. Baby Yoda, you got it. Anybody coming in later is going to be like, what the heck is happening? What is this man doing? Your cheat sheet would help. Ah, says Kathy. Yay. Jump scare was correct. Yes. What is happening? Maybe for a virtual stream, the sort of silence of charades does not work as well as those first two. But I'm having a good time. Let's see if y'all can remember what that one meant. Yes, Andrew got it. Okay, sweet. We used to play a game on here, by the way, where I would have to answer some questions, and if I got it wrong or something, I'd have to put this... Oh, no. The game was I'd have to put this apparatus thing in my mouth that would make it really wide and very hard to say things, and I have to say things and you'd have to guess. Remember that game? What was that called? We ended up... I think it's in the closet somewhere. Okay, next. It's not poison. Oh, brand standing. Yes. Oh my gosh, we got to play that again at some point. Watch your mouth. That's what it was. It was more like wash your mouth because it was just disgusting. I have a few friends in the Pokemon space who are like, Pat, I remember your old stream. You used to like play that game where you drool everywhere. So it definitely left a lasting memory for everybody. Tryptophan, that's right. Very nice. AJR and who got that? Jen. Angie, Scrap, Kathy, Karen, very nice. Good. Sleeping pills, no. That's so bad. That is so bad. That is so bad. Oh my gosh. Andrew has screenshots of that. All right. We got two more, including this one. Flopping. Okay. AJR, Kathy, got it. Nice. And finally... Oh, wait. Did I think that was all of them. That was all of them. Okay. I think. All right. Good job, everybody. Yay. Yay, that was fun. Okay. 15 more minutes left of the show. This has just been really good. I didn't really have a huge agenda here. Most important things are, number one, a lot of us are together again. Number two, welcome to everybody who is new to the channel and here and wondering what this man's doing. We're all family here. We're community. We just love to have fun. We went live for 365 days straight during the pandemic, and it was life-changing. I mean, not just for people who were here, who were able to get business advice, who were able to build something new and use that as an opportunity, right? That is the best question you can ask yourself, and Michael Hyatt was the one who taught me that. When things are tough, you want to ask yourself, well, what opportunity does this now present? And I remember back when I was laid off in 2008, I didn't ask myself that question until several months later. And it wasn't until I asked myself that question that things started to change for the better. I remember being very depressed, very lonely, very lost and confused. And I know a lot of us were feeling the same way during the pandemic. And so again, I didn't do it alone. I didn't get through getting laid off alone. It was with a community over at Internet Business Mastery back when that podcast started. And then with the pandemic in 2020, a lot of people credit the income stream for allowing them to keep going. And you've helped me keep going too. Again, looking forward to the show every single morning was great. I mean, there were a lot of actual fringe benefits, if you want to call it that, a lot of sort of byproducts of the channel. Number one, I got very, very comfortable with managing a live stream on my own with multiple camera angles, just like we're doing right now, which is really cool. It's something that I had never experienced before, but practicing every day, learning, just trying to up level 1% better every single day allowed me to get to the point where I was just getting so much better. And there were a couple times after the income stream happened where I went live for virtual events, because events weren't happening, but they were virtual events at this point, virtual summits. And everybody was talking about my setup and how smooth it was and how just interactive it was, especially for an online thing, because most people were just used to seeing people on Zoom every day and having it be a fuzzy camera. And then here we are coming in with multiple camera angles, and it's like, yo, what's up? It's just so fun, right? So that's number one. Number two, I've become a better storyteller and better communicator. I mean, the podcast, when I started that in 2010, by the way, we just hit 700 episodes of the Smart Passive Income podcast, which is absolutely bonkers. I mean, episode 700 came out last Friday, since July of 2010. So we've been doing this for 13 years, everybody. 13 years of the podcast. Yet going live every single day got me even more comfortable with communication, with presenting, with communication. And that has now passed forward into a lot of other aspects of my life. I was live this past week at Comic-Con in front of thousands of people with eBay. And this was a crowd that I had never been in front of before. And it was super smooth. And I was able to manage the live situation and tell story and be an interviewer and do all these things on the fly. There was literally no agenda. They were just like, can you fill 45 minutes? And I was like, we can do this. And I knew I could do that because we had to do that an hour every day here. It's so incredible what happens when you kind of just force yourself to put yourself in that uncomfortable situation. That's where growth happens, is in those uncomfortable situations. And thirdly, and most importantly, it's just the connection to a lot of you. A lot of you have become great friends, and we've chatted more even after the income stream. I was very sad. It was a very bittersweet. I know a lot of us didn't want it to end. I didn't want it to end, but I knew it had to end. But here we are back again, and we'll have some reunions over time. I'd love to one day have an in-person reunion. I think mostly those of us who are sort of just, part of the OG family would probably go to that, but everybody would be welcome, and maybe we should make that happen someday, which I think would be pretty cool. Karma Cash Flow, yes. Dan says, income stream took me from working at Disney to DPM. Couldn't be happier. Dan the man. So Dan, for those of you who don't know, Dan Norton, or Dan Patrick Norton, as I knew him, is somebody who's been a part of the SPI community for a very long time. He helped with some setup over in Philly when we had the podcast movement event over there. I had rented out sort of an upper level of a hotel and brought fans in. We were just meeting. I remember Dan seeing you there. And Dan has been a part of the community for a very long time. After the income stream, we started working together. We wanted to, actually, it was during the income stream, we started working together. He had reached out to me and said, hey, Pat, do you want to take some of these clips from the income stream, which are an hour-long episodes? And what everybody was doing at the time, and is still doing, is taking clips from them and then putting them on social media or creating a separate channel. So we actually have a channel called Income Stream Clips, I think, or the Income Stream Clips, that houses a few clips here and there. Those were managed by Dan. But over time, we were like, you know what, this really isn't providing a lot of extra value. And my kids got me into this thing called Pokemon, and I want to do more of it with them. And I think I want to create a YouTube channel. And I asked Dan, like, hey, could you help me with editing and managing some of the videos. And he was like, sure. And here we are 2.5 years later with, are we at 100 million views yet? I think we're well over 100. I don't even know how many views we have, but we have some videos that have 10 million views. I think we're well over 100 million views. And Dan has become a vital component to what Deep Pocket Monster has become. It has become a phenomenon, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of that. It's been really cool, too, to actually put into practice the things I've been teaching for years on a brand new space in something that I knew nothing about. I'm not pretending to be an expert there, but I knew I could tell storycraft videos and serve that community. And that's what I've stepped into this space to do, is to serve that community in all kinds of different ways. And it's been really, really, really fulfilling and rewarding. And now, look, there are some people here in the chat who are coming over from the Pokemon world and now learning at SPI, which is really cool. And this is the way that I approach everything. And I talked about it in Superfans. Serve first, baby. And if you want this Serve First shirt, by the way, it is available till August 2nd, smartpassiveincome.com/serve first. Lewis B says, Pat, are you still on Twitch with your kiddos doing Fortnite? I'm not. We streamed during the pandemic because we just needed some activity to fill the day, and they were into Fortnite, and I was like, let's do Fortnite together. And I remember we did stream some stuff. We had, a dozen or two people watching at a time on Twitch. Twitch is a different beast, and I'm grateful that I'm not there anymore because I prefer YouTube. But it was a fun time. We still have those available somewhere to watch, but my kids were so young, and we were streaming and just were like, hey, let's try this, see what happens. And it was totally worth it. It didn't go anywhere, but it definitely created memories. So therefore, it was worth it for us, which is really cool. 156 million views. Thank you, Tina. I appreciate that. Michael says, layoffs are painful for old dogs. Enjoying learning new tricks, though. Michael, if you had recently gotten through a layoff, I could say sorry, but I'm also going to say congratulations, because getting laid off was the best thing that ever happened to me. And even if you are an old dog, as you say, there are many new tricks to be learned when you realize that you've been in this fence for so long, right? So hopefully having the fences come down can help you explore more things and discover new ways that you can use your talents to provide for the world and get something back in return. Thank you, AMD. That is one of my favorite comments. Hot Coals Only, that was the name of it. Any new books in the work, says Contempo Coding. Yes, in fact, there is a book that is in the works right now. The first draft is already finished. We're going through a second edit of the draft now. And this is my very first traditionally published book. Many of you who know my story know that I have 3 books under my belt already, all of which have been self-published. And so that's why when I tell people, oh yeah, this one is traditionally published, which means it's with a publishing house. It's with Atria, which is an arm of Simon & Schuster, which is a very, very big publishing house in New York. And I'm very excited. I did get an advance for it. Payouts happen at certain milestones. So I did get my first one already for just the signing, which is really cool. But a lot of people ask, why are you doing traditionally publishing? Like, you already have an audience. You already have books. You already have readers. Why would you even do that? Because now you're going to share most of your revenue with them, and there's a lack of control in the process, which is very, very true. That's true. I'm legitimately finding that out right now. There's a lot of creative efforts on multiple sides, let's say, right? And those multiple sides don't always agree with each other. And I'm having so much fun. It is an experience, and it's something that I wanted to do for a couple of reasons. Number one, I wanted to make sure I learned just what that experience was like. A lot of people ask me about publishing books because many of my books have become bestsellers and have become very successful. But then they go, well, what about traditional? And then I go, well, I don't know. I've never tried that. So I'm trying it so that I can actually better relay that information to everybody else. That's what I do. I try things. I'm the crash test dummy. Then I share that information and report to everybody else for their safety. That's what a crash test dummy does. Secondly, just curiosity. How does this work? I just want to know personally. And number 3, the book that I'm writing is sort of one circle outside of entrepreneurship, meaning all 3 of my previous books are mainly for my audience and entrepreneurs specifically. This one is one level out, meaning, yes, it can relate to them as well, and it is written with that in mind, but it also goes into more personal development. It's about learning, right? It's about the idea of how to manage and filter all the resources that we now have available to us, because here's what's happening. We are at a buffet line now of learning. Before, it was like picking scraps and just learning what we can to put something together, right? Now, it is consumption overload. We are absolutely bloated from all of the content that's coming our way. We're getting full, we're getting tired, we're getting, mentally ill as a result of all of it. And what the book is here to do is to help us filter what's out there so that we can make sure the right things are coming in and we're learning the right things at the right time to get to the goals that we want, right? Because saying no to things that are coming our way is just as important as saying yes. Whew. Okay. We'll have an audiobook version as well. Absolutely. So for sure. One of my favorite things to do is to, in fact, read my own audiobooks and add a little Easter eggs here and there, which is pretty cool. There's a lot more that goes into traditional compared to self-publishing route. Yeah, absolutely. It's, oh no, I gotta go. Thanks, Gen Games. I appreciate you for being here. See a lot of support for Michael, who had just gotten let off. So agree, Pat Flynn. So overwhelmed and stressed. Yeah, and it's hard because you might think, okay, I'm going to read this thing for 20 minutes, and I'm just going to insert this thing that doesn't necessarily have. And I'm not saying don't learn things just for fun. If you have space to learn things for fun, that's awesome. But what ends up happening is we say, okay, I'm going to take a half hour to learn this thing. I'm going to read this book about something completely different that maybe is could or could not help. I'm not sure. I'm just going to read it for fun. Again, this is not like fiction, but nonfiction to help you, but it's not really in perfect alignment with what your goals are. So what happens is you read that thing for 30 minutes and then it gives you all these brand new ideas. And then your brain is starting to think about those things. And it might lose a lot more energy focusing on something that may or may not work or may not be proven or is just a new and interesting, fun idea, shining object, versus putting that 30 minutes into the thing that you already know works and literally just needs 30 minutes of time to get to the next level because you've already started that process, right? And I think a lot of it also has to do with just the fun of starting something new. So my big advice to all of us before we finish up today is take the thing that you're already doing and find new within it. Find fun within it. And that's how we're working at SPI, because for SPI, for years, we were selling courses since 2017. They were doing extremely well, some of the top most completed courses in the space. Yet we noticed that over time, especially during the pandemic, that the numbers were dwindling as far as completion rates, and that was concerning to us. So we said, okay, like if we were to start from scratch, what would be the best way to serve this audience? Again, serve first. Well, I know from my own experience, and we've talked about this, and we did this when talking with other people, people are more likely to go through things and succeed and complete them when they're going through it together with other people. So we said, how can we take our community and bring them together? How can we take those moments at FlynnCon in the hallway where people were connecting, supporting each other, creating groups, masterminds, holding each other accountable? How do we bring that online? So in 2020, I launched SPI Pro with my team, and it was absolutely incredible. 2022, we launched the All Access Pass, and the All Access Pass has been absolutely a game changer. What the All Access Pass is, it's a way to get access to all of our courses, all of our workshops, the communities, and our accelerators. Our accelerators are where you can go through these courses together with people at certain times of the year. So we have an accelerator coming up for email marketing in just, actually this week is when the accelerator kickoff begins. And if you are a part of the All Access Pass, you can already just join that. You don't have to pay anything extra. You just join the accelerator. We have an accelerator coming up for YouTube as well coming up soon. And so if you want to join me and learn more about email marketing and see if that's the right fit for you, you can come back on the channel in an hour from now and join me for the email marketing training. And even if you don't join All Access Pass and check out Email Marketing Magic, you can still get a lot of information that's going to help you, I promise. Anyway, you go through an X week program, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, you complete it. You go through the course asynchronously with people, right? You're not watching those lessons in real time, but on your own time, you get through a certain number of lessons per week. You get through them. There's office hours. You can get help and coaching from my friend Ann Hope. And it's been like, it's night and day, the success rates and the things that are happening and the support. And you might think that to get access to all of our courses and our team and the community, it would cost thousands of dollars, but it's like the opposite's actually true. Like when you just break down the quarterly payments, it's $59 a month. That's it, versus $500 a month for a course. Anyway, we wanted to flip course creation on its head and create community-powered courses, and that's what this is about, community-powered courses. So anyway, more on that later. If you want to check out the All Access Pass, smartpassiveincome.com/all access. It's been a big risk for us to change the entire business model, but it's been absolutely rewarding, and we see it in the results. And when we see it in the results, we also see it in the bottom line as well. So it's been a win for everybody, which is really cool. Whew. So we're at exactly an hour. I want to thank you all for today. This has been incredible. I can't believe the hour. I'm remembering how quickly these hours went now during the income stream. So we're going to have to do this again very soon. I appreciate y'all. I will be back here on YouTube in about an hour for our email marketing training, and I'll share with you some tips, whether you're just starting out or you're going to go full blast with it and have already started with it. It should be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it. And again, finally, check out the Serve First shirt. This is available. Finally, it is available for purchase. So many people have been asking for it, and it's this one, the design that you see here, Serve First. It's great. Super fun, and a reminder for all of us to approach business with helping others first. So thank you so much. This was so much fun. Thank you. Let's send it off with, as always, the income stream song.
This is the income stream to help you achieve your dream, all while we keep it clean. This is the income stream. It's the kind of show where you can come and go, but then you leave inspired with no fee required. The income stream with Pat Flynn.
Peace out, everybody. Have an amazing day. I love you. Thank you to all the OGs in here, the Quaranteam. Thank you for everything. See you, everybody.